Hey guys, welcome to our very first episode of 6-Item Karry, brought to you by Gamers Edge and GETV. My name is Kevin. I'm here with Lewis. We're here to talk about everything League of Legends.
And not Magic.
And not Magic. Now, with the whole new 3.14 patch that just came in, we've seen a lot of changes to the game, and it kind of feels like a new game.
It does. It feels like a brand new game. There's so many different changes to supports, especially, and jungle, that the flow is almost completely different.
It's a lot different than what it used to be, especially with the new items, the new mechanics that people are coming out with, and it doesn't feel classic anymore. It doesn't feel like classic League of Legends.
Basically, the new bottom lane meta is run Relic Shield, and if you're not running Relic Shield, you're doing something wrong.
Pretty much. I mean, we've seen the pros do it. When the day that the patch came out, that's all they were doing. They were like, yo, this is awesome. Let's just run Relic Shield and just ride it all the way throughout the game. And I'm not going to lie, it's a pretty cool item, but I think it's just too much for what it does. It's just too much for one lane, even, I think.
Yeah, probably. I think I see that. But it maximizes your gold potential, and you have to be very coordinated in your bottom lane to use it to its max efficiency, essentially.
Right.
It's not even worth getting the other gold income items like the amulet coin, for example.
Yeah, and you don't even know what the name is of the other item.
No, I have no idea because it's that useless.
I mean, it's Spirit Thief's Edge, but still, like, I'm on the fence about it. I'm honestly on the fence about like the new items and new changes because there's some good and there's some bad. I mean, it does feel different, but at the same time, there's a different flow to it. I mean, you definitely feel a different flow. It runs faster, slightly, ever so slightly, but now you're looking at more bottom lanes to be a little bit more aggressive. Same as top. I mean, jungle seems to be falling off where we could just duo top with the Relic Shield too.
That's definitely a possibility because the jungle changes. I don't know if you guys keep up with the Odd Ones videos, but there was a video of a support Tarek literally soloing the enemy AD carry and the enemy jungler, and it was only a single Tarek.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it depends on the Tarek's items, and it depends on the flow, on how far ahead that Tarek is, with the help of the ADC from the beginning of the game. There's a lot of things that play into that, so you can't just go off of that. But it is a different thing. I mean, Tarek now deals less damage because of the nerfs. All supports got nerfed in one way, shape, or form of their damage. If they didn't get nerfed, they got changed around a little bit. Soraka was changed. And there's no more like AP ratios, or there are more AP ratios, but everything's reduced. Less than what it used to be before. Janna got hit, Sona got hit.
The current like standard supports you see, like Sona, Soraka, Tarek, Janna, all those, they're basically, while more conventional, you're seeing a lot more unconventional support play. Champions, a lot more Annie, a lot more Fiddlesticks, some surprising amounts of Nidalee, which I think is still bad.
I mean, I honestly despise that Annie bot. Where's Tibbers? Oh, I don't want to know where the fuck Tibbers is, honestly. Once he gets that stun combo off you on bot lane, I mean, it hurts and it screws you up. It messes up, everything, and then it just sets them up for the kills. So, I mean, you have a little bit of variety on the support.
Right, and with the gold changes, you don't feel as behind as before either. The gold allows you to at least keep pace with your other lanes, if not do slightly better, since it is a kill lane at that point.
Right. I mean, and we understand that they were trying to make it so that if you did fall a little bit behind, you can catch up later on, no problem. But I think they made that too easy. I think they decreased the gap in that with the new items, the potential. I mean, that's the point. You kill them in lane, you set them back, and you try to keep them back. But instead, they made it. I think it was made a little bit too easy to come back in that lane.
Especially with the reduced death timers this time around, they're making the game less snowbally, which is okay. But the game overall feels slightly more fast-paced. And if you don't win, it feels like the game can also stalemate a lot quicker and stay in that stalemate position for a lot longer.
That is true. And now with the whole changes of the support, there's also the jungle. I mean, people are now on the fence about should I jungle or should we just duo top with Relic Shield, honestly. Which one should we do? And it seems like duoing top with the Relic Shield is a better idea. I mean, you're double-teaming the enemy top laner.
This kind of goes back to Season 1 a little bit, like what are the advantages or disadvantages of having a duo top rather than a jungle. And I'm still on the consensus that having a jungler is better than not having a jungler, even if it's someone just used for utility, someone like a Nautilus or something that you can just build tank. Exactly.
I mean, that also opens the doors for the opposing jungler. So let's say you go duo top, then the other jungle, if the other team has a jungler, they could be like, all right, cool, I got free reign over the entire jungle, unless they're warding it, and then just give my buffs to my teammates and just take their buffs myself.
Right. And it does put a lot of pressure on their top laner if you have a duo top. You definitely want something with a lot of sustain, and it looks like they're kind of toning down a lot of the sustain.
That is true. So with that, we've also seen changes to the jungle with the new jungle camp. Their health was increased. A lot of damage was also increased for a lot of the minions. So now the jungle path is slightly changed too. But here's the thing: is that new camp worth it? Do you think?
I think the new camp is definitely just kind of thrown in there. It doesn't really fit with the style. It's kind of just like, oh, I finished blue buff. I don't really have anything else to do before I gank. I guess I'll just clear this camp since it's on the way. It doesn't really have that like game-changing feel that it seems like Riot was going for.
Right, or at least like I'm about to gank bot lane and then I'm waiting a little bit. Might as well kill the camp while I'm at it. But it's not really a prioritized camp. If I did blue, did wolves, and went to that camp, I wouldn't hit level 3. I think that's like the one thing that kind of irks me a little bit when I jungle. I want at least to hit 3 if I just hit 3 camps. You know what I mean? So at least give me a little bit more gold, give me a bit more experience, and maybe it'd be worth it. At least early on. Maybe just remove it or replace it, change it, put it in a different spot so it makes it more comfortable.
What I do like about the rest of the jungle changes is that they're relying less on the big creep of the camp. So counter jungling, especially counter jungling, is definitely not as effective as it was before. So, for example, the Wraith camp, if you got the big Wraith, that camp was basically done. You get like 4 gold per. Pretty much. Who cares?
Yeah. You would just troll them with leaving the little spawns there, and then take the big wraith, and then when they come by there and realize, oh man, well, this is a waste of 5 seconds of my life trying to kill the rest of the camp. So with that, there's also we have new items, or rather, we have changes to old items that were never really popular that still aren't that popular.
No, the items still suck.
Yeah, I mean, Aegis,
no one is going for a home wrecker.
Aegis is probably the only.
No one is going for Banner of Command.
Yeah, Mikhail's Crucible. Like, who are you?
Will of the Ancients is still very, very niche.
And the only other item in that list would probably be Twin Shadows.
Twin Shadows is still the only item that I would actually pick up out of that group.
Like, right? What were you thinking?
Plus.
Yeah. Either remove those items or just make them a little bit more worth it. I mean, the cost is also really high on a lot of them. So, I don't know, do something, right? Talk it over. With those item changes, you also have the different wards. Now, the new warding rules. We have 3 regular stealth wards, 1 pink ward that is no longer stealth.
Pink ward not being stealth is probably like the worst thing as far as warding is concerned. I was a big fan of the Vision Wars, or the literally mini battles that were going on over control of Vision.
Yeah,
and
that was fun.
With the pink ward just being visible at all times, I feel like it definitely takes away a very important aspect of the game.
Pretty much.
Where pink wards become less strategic and more of just like a one-time, I'm going to clear this and like pray that my ward isn't found out.
I mean, what's the point of that, really? I mean, now you have the sweeper lens, which I can see it kind of taking place of the pink ward because they reduced the gold of the pink ward to 100 now, which makes it more eager to buy, I guess you can say, but they gave you a sweeper lens, which you can use at any time and doesn't get destroyed. So
I'm personally a big fan of the sweeper lens, especially I feel like it would be utilized to its potential on junglers, where they can just come in, sweep for a ward, and then say like clear said ward if it is found, and then come back say in like 30 seconds,
a minute,
whatever.
Yeah, sweep it up.
It's up to your discretion.
And then you have the other items. You have the warding totem and the scrying orb.
Scrying orb is still pretty useless.
It's just CV.
It is CV, except with a really, 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 really bad range.
A lot worse. I mean, you have to wait until you upgrade it after level 9 to actually it be worth it.
Maybe max level is like the one that's worth it, but other than that.
I think it should be a little bit longer. I mean, if you're going to make it a trinket that reveals in a location, make it a little longer, probably to like 3 seconds at max level instead of 1. I mean, I understand the point of it. If you want to just see Baron, or are they doing Baron? Are they doing Dragon? Fine, but you have to be in the general area to see it, and it's only 1 second. Doesn't really give you much of a reaction. It's like, all right, we know they're there. All right, now what? Fuck.
Yeah. I think that they should just redo CV and make it useful
Change
again.
the icon too.
So nobody, or like nowadays, supports are either running Ignite or Exhaust, right?
I'd rather
And
run Exhaust.
9 times out of 10, honestly, like especially with Annie supports and Fiddlestick supports, it's gonna be Ignite, and Ignite is pretty OP.
I mean, that's the one thing though about that one skill. It's been the one like straight skill along with Flash throughout the entire game. I mean, Riot gave us all these sets of summoner skills, but it's just those 2 skills, with the exception of Exhaust and Barrier, and TP. If you have a comp with that TP usage, like a TF, like everybody just 5-man Bukake's bot, which is pretty cool, but that's all it is. It's just a TP, the Ignite. He's not too happy I said that. This isn't water. So with all that, we also have changes to the turrets. Turret damage has been changed. It's been increased on some occasion to make last hitting more consistent. I don't know if you felt that or not. I haven't really felt it.
I honestly, I don't think I've noticed.
It's in their notes. I thought it was off, but I didn't feel it. But now you have you've always had XP for taking turrets. Newsflash for people that don't know, you do get XP for killing turrets. But now they increased the XP that you get from it, and they changed the gold ratios that you now get per turret.
Right.
So
instead of everybody getting a flat 150, depending on or wherever, regardless of where you are on the map.
He's a mess with words.
I am. Basically, everybody gets now flat 100 XP. And what is it? 150 XP split between everybody who participated in taking that turret down.
So max of 130 if all 5 take a turret.
Sure. Math is hard.
And then you get to the next turret, you get more. With the next turret, you get more gold on that kill, and then the next turret, you get more gold on that, which is pretty cool. You get more XP for killing an inhib. You get more gold for killing an inhib, which I don't mind. I like that. It's like a rewarding. You see some progress, rewarding progress instead of like a standard flat rate along the whole thing. At least, you're progressing, you're getting rewarded for it. The more you progress, the more you get rewarded.
Something where the progression kind of ends, though, is the inhibitor turrets now also regen health, which was something only exclusive to the Nexus turrets, which I really don't like. I feel like if you're on the cusp of getting an inhibitor, that you don't really want to be thwarted by health regen on towers.
I mean, I thought that's what Heimerdinger was for.
Yeah, but nobody plays him either.
Well, that's on the fence. But it does change the game a little bit. But you do see the increase in the pace with those changes. Obviously, you get more gold as you progress. The pace increases because the one team now has a slight advantage. But you can always still come back with the darn relic shields. Just turtle at base. Relic shields just are more.
Relic shield's OP. You can't get around it.
And if you haven't noticed, the Heart of Gold is outlined in the relic shield, which is pretty cool. Throwback. It's a little thing for the Heart of Gold.
Miss Heart of Gold.
I did too.
Special place in my heart.
We miss you, Heart of Gold. Riot Bliss. But with that, I mean, the game's different. The game does feel different. And I'm still on the fence. I'm still indifferent about how I feel about it.
I think the game is definitely more trending into be more user-friendly, let's say, or it's meant to be like a faster-paced game because ultimately Riot does want to have a more viewer-friendly like competitions and stuff.
Yes. That'll never happen.
One of the big changes that I really am on the fence about are the death timer changes. Because on the one hand, it's quicker and you get back to the battlefield earlier. But on the other hand, let's say if you have an intentional feeder on your team, it just kind of becomes very anti-fun. It's very quick.
But with that, with the new game, at least feel, you also have the new game mode, which we definitely want to talk about too, which is One for All. Very fun game mode. Karthus Teemo permabanned. Soraka, I think, should have been added to that list.
Don't play with your friends. They will troll.
Don't play with friends that, they'll
Step
troll.
1, get friends. Step 2, don't play with them.
Don't play with them. I mean, the number one things that we've seen so far with those 5 picks, well, with the picks for the One for All, you see Lux's, Ezreal's.
Everything with poke, really?
Everything with poke, everything with, and then just Ow, my face.
Or you see the big tank team comps like Singed, Volibear.
5-man Blitzcrank.
5-man Blitzcrank.
Fisting every day.
5-man Yorick.
5-man.
Suck a dick.
And with that, that was our pretty much the whole thing about the show. And yeah, so that was our very first episode of 6-Item Karry. Thank God it doesn't have to be 7 because of the trinkets. So that's 6-Item Karry, brought to you by Gamers Edge and GETV. We also have another segment on the GETV channel that you should definitely check out called On the Stack, where they talk about everything Magic. Props to those guys. If you're into Magic, I know Chaos is, and a couple of other people are. Definitely check them out. They have a lot of good stuff. Vic and Tony take care of that. And like I said, this was 6-Item Karry. My name was Kevin. This is Lewis. Gonna get back to drinking, not water.
Oh my God! I would die if you walked through the door right now.
I think I just ruined the first episode. I think Kevin's gonna throw up.
You drink.